Coach,
We'll start with questions in the room.
Coach, we've been talking a lot about that full 40-minute game. Obviously, this is a win by a large margin, but I'm just wondering if maybe you can share your
It
evaluation.
wasn't 40.
Yeah, if we could get your evaluation of that
You could
third
be honest,
quarter.
Callie, in this room.
I'm
Could
not
be
trying
honest.
to judge, but just wanted to get your evaluation of the third quarter.
Obviously, it didn't start out great. I had to call timeout quickly, but we ended up. I thought going to a zone, got a couple stops in a row, and then we know we're a lot better when we can run out of our defense. But I thought the zone helped us crawl back in the game a little bit.
What did you see from your bench in this one? I mean, it seemed like maybe that was the difference maker.
Which half?
In the second half.
Yeah, they were good in the second half. We didn't lose any momentum. You know, we kept going like this, and that's really what, you know, you want from your bench, is that when you put that bench in, it either maintains or it goes up a little bit or a lot, but you don't want it to go down drastically. And I thought they were, as a group, just a lot better in that second half, a lot more focused, and came in and really impacted the game in a positive way.
That stretch where the Sun were able to cut the lead down to 4 points, what was the response that you were able to see from your team to close it out and still win by a large margin?
Well, I mean, our offense was trash. So, you know, turnovers, bad shots, rush shots, heavily contested shots. It's just like an outlet pass going the other direction. I thought they got some easy ones. You know, got lost. Sheldon open a couple times. Like you can't have those lapses where you're not scoring and they're scoring, and that's really what was happening. But when we're organized and we set screens and we're like somewhat like know what everybody's doing, we're much more efficient.
And then that Asia Wilson milestone, you didn't call timeout to like acknowledge it, but it seemed like there was still time on the court for players to kind of celebrate. Was there any celebration on the sideline, or is it just keep it moving? Still game has to be won type situation?
Callie, we had this talk before. Great job. Good job. Keep it pushing. And believe me, she probably wants to keep it pushing too. We got another game tomorrow. Great milestone for her, obviously. Impressive. It's interesting. She gets all these individual like numbers and accolades, but I can tell you she would trade them in a second for winning. You know, win. And all that other stuff gets to happen in a happy place, because you score 40 and you lose. That sucks. You can't celebrate that. And she's wired like that. She wants to win.
With that, at the start, the way that the ladies started tonight, going out on a 19-0 run, she gets stuck on that 6th point. And I'm not saying that they kept pushing for her to get the milestone, but it seemed like at a certain point there, shot after shot after shot, that they were just being forced and like, let's get this thing out of the way. That kind of felt like that. Was that?
Yeah. Very accurate. You know, we're better when we just find each other organically. We keep playing the game. She just garners too much attention to just horse her all the time. Run something, get her out of some movement. You know, Adotis was in the paint all night. They never called 1-3 seconds. She has 2 people on her before she ever touches the ball. So you got to move them and then let the ball find her. So we're better when we do that for each other instead of just focusing on, you know, one person.
Asia outscored Jackie in the third 10-8, but it seemed throughout the game at different points, Jackie was hitting some big momentous shots that were going on little runs. Even if it was back to back, Jackie seemed to somewhat be a catalyst at certain points for the offense.
Well, the one she hit, the grenade that her teammate threw her, and she had to hit it with like 1 second left. That was a big shot. Not ideal. Jackie was probably pissed when she had to shoot that shot. Now she ended up making it, but it was a very difficult shot. Different times I thought Jewell came out really hot. You know, it was different players at different times in the game. KB came in ready. I mean, I could go down, and like I said, the second unit in that second half was really good, really solid. So there's more than one way to impact a game than scoring points. And I think, finding those players that take pride in doing little things for other people that is good for our team, is very advantageous for us. But I thought it was different people at different times for sure.
Coach, when you look at the Aces' growth this season, what's one subtle development that you're most proud of?
I see lots of baby steps in some areas, just offensively being more organized, being more intentional. Defensively, we're going to stay on them. I think our pick and roll defense can continue to get better. Little things like blocking out, stuff like that, like just little things that help you win basketball games that I don't feel like we were doing at an elite level early on. Like, give me those little things. But I think most importantly, like we came out, we were playing really hard. And even though like this is professional sports and every team is talented, like try hard teams win a lot of games just based off that. Like they just try harder than you. And I thought our try hard was good out the gate. But I want the try hard. I want the heart and the hustle for 40 minutes. That's more of what I'm speaking to than like playing a perfect game. There's never going to be a perfect game played, but we can take better care of our effort. And then in those moments where it starts to get kind of sloppy, better at recognizing those and finding ways to stop the bleeding.
We'll go to Zoom. We'll start with Michael Vopel. Can you please unmute?
Yeah, thank you. Coach, if I could ask another question about Asia. Obviously, the milestone's impressive, but the fact that she did it faster than any player in WNBA history, the fewest games. Can you talk about what that means in terms of consistency, especially for someone who I think has been the target of defenses ever since she got into the league?
Man, since I've gotten here, I mean, she's pretty much given me 3 MVP seasons. She's won it twice. She won an MVP before I got here. To be that good for that long, is just, I don't know, like our game has never seen it. So, even the year that 2023 year, her efficiency has been off the charts. 23 and 24 were just off the charts efficiency numbers for her. So how many games did she do it in? I don't even know.
So 238.
238?
Yeah, and that's next is Stewie with 242, Tarazi 243, and Angel McCautry 257. So she cleared it by, 4 games.
I mean, she's good at basketball. I don't know. How do you wrap her up? And then how do you wrap her up in the fact that we're talking about points, but she's equally as good on the defensive end?
Yeah.
She's just a really special player. She wants to be great. I can coach her hard. She wants to be told the truth. To have somebody that good that wants to have like real conversations and wants to be coached. I can look at a lot around the league and around, a lot of other leagues where superstars don't really want it. They say they want it. They don't really want the truth. She's somebody who really wants the truth and truly wants to be great. And she's just about winning. She's just she never gets her priorities mixed up.
Thank you.
We'll end with Nikias on Zoom.
Hi, Coach. This is 6 straight games of double-digit scoring for Jewell Loyd. This is also 6 straight games with an offensive rebound for her. Have you been surprised by the offensive rebounding in particular? And in general, how have you kind of seen her settle in as of late?
I think she's been great the last 4 or 5 games, especially. I think she's just finding her rhythm, getting more comfortable in our system. But even before that, she was doing everything that I was asking her to do on the defensive end. She's a great offensive rebounder. If you've been doing your numbers, Nikias, we're better in that area. Might be a little bit of more of a point of emphasis for us this year than it has been in the past. But no, I think her just settling in. I'm not surprised by the shooting. You knew that was going to come. She's been super efficient the last 5 or 6 games, but also super responsible with the ball. You can put her in pick and roll. You can put her coming off actions. She's probably our best screener on the team. So, you know, there's nights where I thought tonight, she came out cooking. I thought we did a poor job of just keeping her cooking. Like when somebody gets that hot hand, everybody got to be bought into trying to get her the ball. So I think it got a little muddled there because everybody was trying to get Asia the ball to get the record with it. Jewell had the hot hand, but Asia is somebody that goes with the flow. That record was going to be broke tonight, no matter what time in the game. That was going to happen. So just being more about the flow, but I thought she's been really good, and I want to start giving her more, ball handling responsibilities. She's been really trustworthy in making the right reads and taking care of it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Asia, we have to start by asking about the milestone moment. You're the fastest
Yeah.
WNBA player to 5,000 career points. Okay.
Sorry, I had to talk to
No time out, but everybody in the court made a point to celebrate it. Can you just talk about what that moment meant to you?
It meant a lot to me. It's been a special season for us. It's been a lot of ups and downs. But when you can hit a milestone like this in a league like this, I can't let it go unnoticed. So I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm so happy I got to do it in my Princess Tiana. Princess and the Frog is my favorite movie. So I got a chance to do it in these shoes. And it's my first time ever like writing something on shoes. But I'm definitely going to cherish this moment because it's been a lot of fun. But obviously, we got a lot of work to do. So back at it tomorrow. Oh yeah, I just wrote 5K and the date. So I can always remember. So I'm not gonna wear these anymore. I have a bunch of pairs, but yeah, it's special. That's one of my favorite movies. And
Does-
she's my favorite Disney princess.
Does it feel a little bit full circle? I think your debut WNBA game was against the Connecticut Sun. Now
Yeah.
Tina Charles is on the court hugging you when you have that milestone moment. What is that like?
Yeah, it's truly a special moment. I literally remember my first point was just a weird, funky ball rolling on the floor, and I grabbed it and I just kind of tossed it up there. To think about that at Con to now, winning one at Con to now here, it's been truly special. I'm so grateful to be able to play in this league against great talent every single night that makes me work hard, push hard. But when you can get a milestone like this, like I said, it's a blessing, and I'm glad that I can let the light that shines so bright on me, it can shine through me. So I'm happy.
And to piggyback off that, your first WNBA title was against the Sun, too,
Absolutely.
right? So something about Connecticut. It seemed like in the first quarter, Jewell had the hot hand. You get to the 6th point, and it almost felt like, let's feed Asia. Let's get this out of the way. By the 3rd, 4th miss after the 6th point, did it feel like that? Like, let's get this out of the way. It's in the back of your mind. You're focused on the game. You're focused on the win. But at the same time, was it something at a certain point like, let's get this thing out of the way. Let's get this milestone?
Not really. I mean, I was just honestly taking what the defense was giving me, and I'm going to get back to myself. I'm throwing up a lot. I'm laying like bricks right now, but I'm gonna get right. But I wasn't thinking about it like that, and my teammates damn sure weren't. I think we just really wanted to focus on the defensive end, and I think we really came out in the first quarter with a defensive mindset that we need to carry over.
Jackie, you were hitting some momentous shots. Asia outscored you in the 3rd 10-8, but there were some back-to-back shots or big shots. There was a shot with 1 second left on the shot clock. Did I detect in the 3rd quarter down in front of the Sun bench, you hit a shot, a little stare down? I don't know who it was, but you kind of stood there for a second.
I don't know if we would call it a stare down, but I mean, yeah, I looked over. But we were laughing about it after the game with who I was looking at. And so it was just a funny moment, but it was a tough shot. And so, I mean, she respected the shot, and so that's all it was.
Becky talked about big moments for basically everybody, whether it was offense, defense, just being in the right spot, the right time, defensive moments, impacting even off the stat sheet. Can you just talk about the well-rounded effort from everybody, Jack?
Yeah, it was a full team effort, and we're at our best whenever we're getting defensive stops and we're able to get going in transition and play at the pace that we want to play at, and play in the right way. Coach always talks a lot about good to great, and so you might have a good shot, you swing it one more, your teammate has a great shot, and so if we play that way, we win ball games.
On Sunday, Becky talked about how in, like rough starts to the seasons, you have to choose joy in these circumstances. How has that personally impacted your games with you guys trying to choose joy every day?
The thing about choosing joy is understanding that you got to really rely on your faith. You got to rely on something that you may not see every single day, but you have to have that belief. And when I come into work every single day and I see my teammates, they give me all the joy that I need to love what I do, to have an opportunity to get better. And so when we're in those rough patches and the going gets tough and we're figuring out what's going on, we look to one another and we understand exactly who we are. And when you understand who you are and you're secure in that, the best is yet to come because you believe in yourself. You have belief in each other. So I hope that I can always just kind of hold a mirror to my teammates and show them that, no, this is you and I'm going to trust you every step of the way. So when you're choosing joy, that's what you have to continue to do, even on the days that people try to steal your joy. You have to maintain that. And so it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, it hasn't been the start that we wanted, but I think we needed this. I think we needed some time to really dig deep and figure out who we are.
Someone actually to sign their baby after the
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
What was that about?
It's the cutest thing ever. Those moments never get old. She probably will never remember it, but hopefully when she sees a picture, hopefully I've done a lot to give her an opportunity to want to be the next Asia Wilson, the next Jackie Young. But those moments never get old. It's so precious. She literally was crying, and then she stopped crying when she looked at me. And then I almost started crying because I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute. So yeah, I love those moments, and I'm glad that parents trust me with their baby. So that's always good.
We'll finish on Zoom with Michael Vopel.
Yeah, thank you. Asia, forgive me. I'm not sure. What is is that a Disney princess that's your shoes? Is that what you
Yeah.
said? And I could you just tell me that for me? I'm a little old school. I'm more old Disney, so I might not know exactly who it is. Could you tell me who that is?
Yeah, so Princess Tiana, if I'm not mistaken, she's the first African-American Disney princess
Gotcha.
based out of New Orleans. And that movie teaches me a lot of lessons. And sometimes when I need to pick me up, I always watch Princess and the Frog. So I knew once I started thinking about my shoes and stuff, I wanted a PE to just give a nod to her in that movie. It's pretty good. I would suggest everyone check it out.
And can you talk about being the quickest to this? I mean, it's one thing to get to 5,000,
Right.
but nobody's gotten there any quicker than you have, 238 games. You've been a focus of defenses since your rookie year. Is that something you're most proud of, is that you've been able to keep the consistency as a scorer, regardless of being, number one on the scouting report for so long?
For sure. I feel like that's one of the reasons why Vegas drafted me in 2018 was to score the basketball in many, many different ways. And I think when you're talking about greatness and legendary and where the places I want to go with the people I want to go with, they were always consistent in what they were doing, no matter what the different looks that you may see night in and night out, just making sure that you could be productive for your team. And so whether it comes in scoring, whether it comes in rebounding, I hope that I can do that for my team every single game. But to be the quickest, the fastest, it's a blessing.
Thank you. Congrats to you.
Thank you.
Players.
Yeah.